hungry because today I am ranking the deliciously sinful Gingerdead Man films, and if you would love to see the greatest collab on planet Earth, where myself and Trivial Theatre sat down and watched and reacted to the first Gingerdead Man film, then follow this link up here and go over to check out her channel and check it out because I had so much fun doing that. Also consider subscribing to her channel to see us do the rest of the films in the series, or just because her channel in general is freaking awesome. But without further ado, it is time for me to rank the Gingerdead Man films from worst to best. In fourth place is Gingerdead Man 3 Saturday Night Cleaver, also known as Gingerdead Man 3 Roller Boogie Man. It was released in 2011, directed by William Butler and written by Butler and Muffy Bolding, and serves as the third installment in the Gingerdead Man series. In it, the Gingerdead Man travels back in time to 1976 and carries out an epic disco killing spree. This was so much worse than the other films, and I really didn't think it could get worse, but it did. It was barely even about the Gingerdead Man. It's far more a film spoofing Silence of the Lambs and then Carrie and a little bit of Saturday Night Fever and some other stuff, and then shoved into one shitty ass film. I had a headache from having to endure this. I love an Easter egg or a film that pays homage to other films or has references in them, but this had far too many and they weren't good. And there was nothing 70s about this film despite being set in 76. I mean, it felt like it took place in the 2000s. It was just constantly spewing film references and historical references that it wasn't even funny anymore. The only thing I liked was the Silence of the Lambs opening spoof. That was honestly hilarious, but it's all downhill from there. I think a film like this, or any film in the franchise for that matter, is a lot easier to take on the second watch because you knew what to expect, so you can take all the absurdity in a lot better, but even on a second watch, this was just consistently bad. In third place is The Gingerdead Man, released in 2005 and directed by Charles Band and written by William Butler and Dominic Moore. It is the first installment in the Gingerdead Man series and follows Gingerdead Man, created from a mix of gingerbread spice mix and the ashes of deceased serial killer Millard Findlemeyer, who terrorizes a small-town bakery. I thought this would be hilarious, dumb fun, just like Attack of the Killer Donuts, but I was wrong. Turned out to just be idiotic and boring. Even dumb films like Attack of the Killer Donuts try to have a way for the story to make sense. This one doesn't. It tries to tell you that events were on purpose, but everything necessary to get from A to B happens accidentally, so the two cancel each other out. It's just boring as hell. You can figure out how it all happens just with common sense and putting two and two together, but the film never actually explains it, which is just irritating. Gingerdead Man actually kills more people while in his human form than when he's a Gingerdead Man. While in his gingery state, he only kills 2 people, which is really pathetic. We think during the course of the film he has killed more, but those people all end up being alive, so that is super disappointing. When you watch a film like this, you expect absurd, over-the-top kills that's meant to be the fun of them, but this has virtually none. Mostly it just has characters standing around flirting and talking about their feelings for most of the film, and if I wanted that, I'd go to a romance or a drama film. In second place is Gingerdead Man 2 Passion of the Crust, also known as Bakery of Blood, released in 2008 and directed by Sylvia St. Croix, which is the pen name of William Butler, and written by Muffy Bolding, William Butler and Aaron Strongoni, and is the second installment in the Gingerdead Man series. In it, the horrifying yet delicious and chewy Gingerdead Man causes murder and mayhem on the set of a horrible low-budget movie set. This is bad. So bad. Originally, I felt it was much worse than the first film, and that the only good thing about this film is the title, which, I mean, come on, the title is hilarious and awesome. However, to its credit, which isn't much, I think it had a cool concept. It's a crappy low-budget horror film mocking crappy low-budget horror films, even featuring iconic faces in the indie horror world and some iconic scream queens. I think the idea was good and it could have been downright hilarious, but the execution meant none of the jokes landed. But what makes it a fraction better than the first is the fact the pacing is faster and there are more kills, which are more elaborate, and at least that makes it a bit easier to watch, and the storybook opening and ending make it more whimsical than any of the other films in the franchise. And in first place is Gingerdead Man vs. Evil Bong, released in 2013 and directed by Charles Band and written by Kent Rodebush. It is a crossover between the Gingerdead Man series and the Evil Bong series, and the 4th installment in the Gingerdead Man series, and the 4th film in the Evil Bong series. In it, the Gingerdead Man seeks revenge against Sarah Lee, that name still cracks me up, for causing him to live his life in the body of a gingerbread man. Her only hope is to team up with Lionel, who has problems of his own in the form of a magical talking bong named Evie. By by some miracle, this film isn't as bad as all the others. Don't get me wrong, it's still horrible, but Evil Bong actually makes it watchable by a fraction, which is a sentence I never thought I'd say. I really need to watch the Evil Bong movies at some point. Gingerdead Man as a character has no continuity, and I think this is one of the first of the sequels to try to more actively be connected to the first film, and I appreciate that. But still, Gingerdead Man as a character is disappointing, and it's really Evie's storyline that carries this film forward and makes it watchable and amusing in a super ridiculous way. Leave it to a Bong to make things a bit better. And that, folks, is my ranking of the Gingerdead Man series. It's very weird. There are some films that are so bad I will never watch them again, not even like in the context of a marathon, like the Children of the Corn films. I physically can't go there again. But the Gingerdead Man films, as bad as they are, and they are intentionally bad, and even with that, they're still not that enjoyable. I would still, which this may make me a masochist, there's no shock there, I would still totally watch these again. I think these kind of films are actually designed to be watched with other people. They're a lot more entertaining when you can watch them with someone and both just kind of sit there and poke fun at them. I think that's what these films are best at, and so they're really a group type of film. Watching it by yourself, you're kind of just like, why am I doing this? But watching them with someone else, it's far more entertaining. And so if you ever do decide to watch them, don't watch them alone. Watch them with somebody else, because I have now watched them twice. And I did get a lot more out of it the second time, but yeah, I actually also realized that I had more issues with some of them on the second watch that I didn't necessarily have the first time. Like, I actually disliked the first film more on the second watch. And Saturday Night Cleaver, I hated even more. Like, I hated it the first time, and I loathed it the second time, and I was, oh man, that video will be out on Trivial Theatre's channel at some point, so you definitely want to keep your eyes out, because I may have been slamming my fist on a table quite a lot while we did that one. So we'll see what happens. We'll see how she edits it and puts it together, because that woman's got mad skills. But that is it for this video. If you have seen the Gingerdead Man series, then please comment down below. Tell me how you would rank these films. If you haven't, I'm gonna say it anyway, consider putting it on your watch list and checking them out and seeing what you think. But if you've only maybe seen one or two, let me know what you thought of whichever the films in the series you have seen. I'd love to hear from you. That is it for this video. Thank you as always to my fantabulous patrons. Mwah! Your support really keeps motivating me to keep pushing out content, so thank you guys so much. But that is it for this video. I am outie, and I hope you are all staying safe, happy, and healthy, and I will catch you in the next video. So until then, bye guys.